the saying goes, a gentleman is a simple, patient wolf. Do you battle with that? That is why this program is designed to unveil the mystery about men, what they really, really like. Your husbands, your brothers, your male colleague friends, and everyone we call a man just to keep our relationship with them together. This is our maiden episode, and trust you me, you're going to enjoy it. So do not move away. This is the program, What Men Like. I'm Selassie Ibrahim, your host. We'll be back. Welcome back to What Men Like. On the show today, I have some interesting characters. The finest businessman of Ghana. Do I put it that way? Am I allowed? Okay, that is Prince Kofi Amoabeng, PK, as I call him. He's on the show. And then we have Reverend Counsellor Oscar Siripi. I got it right. Did I? Okay. It's going to be very interesting. You're going to learn a lot about what men really like. We tend to take them for granted, but hey, they have a lot to tell us. Welcome to What Men Like, gentlemen. Today I'm not going to be doing so much talking because I don't know what you people really like. You are going to be educating me. Do you agree with me, viewers? So welcome to What Men Really, Really Like. Okay, I'm not going to start with you because you are loaded. I want to take it from the ordinary man's perspective because he is a town man, you know what I mean? A soldier, a businessman, and he's everywhere. Kofi, tell me, what do you people really like when it comes to courting and then after marriage? What do you like? What is the secret? What keeps it running? People don't want to marry, they just want to be in a relationship till they die. Because I hear someone said to me, Selassie, come on. For me, I want to date 99 years, and marry a year and die. Which means he wants to live 100 years.
Is he going to marry at the beginning, in the middle, or at the end?
No, at the end. Year before he dies.
Who wants 99-year-old? If he has a lot of money, it makes sense.
Okay.
But it's a big question. I think the courting time, what you demand from the woman is different. Mm-hmm. And then by the time you say you want to say the vow, then you are thinking of having a family. So what you want from the woman is probably different. And then when he's become your wife and you tend to take them for granted, then maybe what you need from them is also different. But it varies from man to man.
Okay.
I'm talking from my own perspective. So
Absolutely.
You can judge me as you want.
Absolutely.
But see, I think with me, I really love my freedom. And that is probably not a good thing when it comes to marrying and staying in marriage. So I've been divorced twice. In both situations, the courting time was superb. It's like even air can pass through us, and we're always hugging each other and things like that. Then it gets to the marriage time. Again, the marriage, its first year or so is quite okay. But then, in my case, the first marriage, I got married to someone who wanted the attachment to be the same. I mean, she didn't even want to go to work. She wanted to just be a housewife, be there with me. She would not eat until I come home and eat with her. And I felt that was a bit too restrictive. Then I was young, and I wanted to probably explore my world.
Precisely.
So, without doubt, it was my fault that the marriage broke down.
Okay.
Then I moved quickly into another marriage, but this time I went for a career woman.
Okay.
Because I wanted her to be away, build her own career. I was supported to build a career. I also built my own profession and career and things like that.
So when you come home, there is something new?
Exactly. I thought that would work.
Okay.
It worked also for a while, but then it got to a point, because of circumstances where the lady probably got to where I was, there was a bit of clash to the point where even your role as a man in the house it's being quite restricted, or you're not being given the recognition of that fully, and you have to always discuss it because to bring up kids, there has to be a man, the role he plays, and a woman, the role he plays. And again, I had problems. So I'm not married now, and I don't intend to get married.
I like that clarification.
And it's because it changes, and therefore you must be able to adapt to the changes necessary.
Yeah.
I think most men don't try to change. And therefore, they want the same thing from the woman who's had about 3 kids. That's not when she's going to wear tongs and bikinis and things, for you, because she has to live as is expected by her peers and by society and things like that. So you must be somebody who really understands and will keep changing as the relationship evolves through time.
Wow. Ooh, it's quite refreshing. I'm picking up so fast. Reverend, now back to you.
Yeah.
What do men really want? You've gone through this several years. You know the secret of women. You know what men want. But trust me, you can't really get it all until they start living together. The practical life of it is what really brings out what they need or what they want.
Yeah, like he said, there's a difference between when you are dating and courting, and then when you marry.
Yeah.
And that's where a lot of people are unable to cope. Yeah. So we are dating. When I come to your house, you look nice. I've not seen you coming out of sleep.
Yeah.
I don't even know how you are snoring. So, yes, everything is nice.
Yeah.
When I come, and sometimes you see people pretend.
That is a Christian way.
Yeah, people pretend.
No, that's a Christian way when you don't know whether the person knows or not. Because for every ordinary
so,
person,
you have to understand.
As for them, they know.
Yes, so people pretend. There are people who are very temperamental.
Yeah.
But when they are in a relationship before marriage, they pretend as if they are not.
Okay.
So the lady will offend them, and they are like, "Oh, okay, I'm okay."
Yeah.
So let's move on. But see, there's a gap between when you are dating and courting, when you marry.
Yeah.
The Bible says that stolen waters are sweet.
Papa.
So you see, because
forbidden fruits,
exactly.
It tastes very
now this
good.
time you are not married, and even the father, you should not even have sex alone. Create excitement. See, there's an adventure. You see, they say we shouldn't do, but I'll do it.
Yes.
Then now you are married.
Yes.
And the pastor says that from today going, you can have it.
Now from. We'll be right back.
If you should catch me that I've done so, I will apologize.
And what if it happens again?
I will apologize again.
Then it means you are not remorseful.
You are, but there's temptation.
Yes, we are still on what men really like. Counsellor was telling us the difference between courting, dating, and all of that, and whether to do it before or you wait till pastor says, okay, now you can have it all. So,
you see, when you marry, on the day of your marriage, you must bring something to the table. And you see, and that's why we tell people that there are some things don't do. So can you imagine the day of the marriage, that was the first time you were seeing the nakedness of your wife?
So you collapse.
Special. No.
You think it's special?
Yes.
Okay.
This is the first time seeing your nakedness. So you are coming to the marriage that day with something. Now, if you've taken it already and you've done whatever you want to do, on that day, what are you bringing? There's nothing. Psychologically, there's nothing.
Reverend, let me ask you, just by the way, yes, the Bible is clearly on that don't try it before marriage. But my question again is, what if I don't try? And I go there and the man cannot perform.
See, this is where...
And that is what I think brings divorce and stuff.
And
what if the thing is too small?
I'll tell you
what if the thing is too big?
I'll tell you why. This is where, you see, there's, in marriage, like this building, there's a foundation.
Yes.
Once you don't lay the foundation right, because in marriage, there's what I call storm. The storms will come.
Definitely.
It will come. So when the foundation of your marriage is faulty, so yes, we do all those things when we marry. You have seen how big and how whatever it is. Then there's mistrust. Mistrust is, I see you with your ladies in the office, and I'm like, hey, this guy, I know him. So you see, then you are building up
the possibility
of
him.
So sometimes out of suspicion, then people begin to flare up.
Okay.
Why are you closer to this lady in the office? And why are you doing this? And why are you doing that? Because the lady feels that whilst we're dating, this guy was always demanding this thing for me. Now, once they give the thing to you, you see, in economics, we have what we call satisfaction. We are deriving satisfaction from something.
Yes.
So, like when I'm thirsty, when I take a cup of water, the first one I take, there's satisfaction. But the ones that will come after, The satisfaction I'm going to get from it is coming down.
Precisely.
So when you are moving from dating to marriage, and the foundation upon which the marriage is laid is faulty, then there's a problem. So, and that is why, you see, that's why, and in marriage, one key ingredient you need is trust.
Is that what the men want from the women?
Trust. That, like if I go to Accra Sports Stadium, and I tell you I'm there, you should be able to believe me that I'm there. Are you sure you are at the stadium? The more you are asking me those questions, are you sure you are at the stadium? Are you sure you've not gone here? You see, when you begin to do that, you are putting pressure on the man.
So men don't like that?
Yes, because then you don't trust me.
Reverend, don't you think some men create that space in a woman's mind to be wandering all over the place? Where is he? Is he sure where he's telling me he is? Do you understand?
But you see, when there's trust, you see, you are going to spend the rest of your life together.
Yes.
Assuming I'm married at the age of 25, and God says, look, Oscar, you're going to live for 90. Now, what it means is that for the next 65 years of my life, I have to be with one person.
Precisely.
So if there's no trust, and I tell my wife I'm here,
yeah,
and she says,
let me add something to what Reverend is saying, which is very, very true. Personally, I find that women are smarter than men.
of course we are.
Well, take advantage of that.
I will take advantage of that.
I believe so. They are smarter and they are deeper.
Yes.
And as Reverend is saying, if you do not let the woman trust you, and whatever you do, the woman will know that you are not doing the right thing,
yes,
or you are misbehaving, or
yes,
you know. So one thing I find is that if you're able to let the woman trust you, the woman actually protects you.
Yes.
She knows who are your good friends. She knows where you have to go. She knows where you don't have to go. Men we are hollow. We just move.
Careless. Yes.
Don't use those words.
You don't want to say that.
Want to
You
take
are trying
control.
so hard to avoid it.
You know, so the issue is that if you allow the woman to trust you, then you have a protector, you have a partner for life, and it will last. Yeah. Unfortunately, if the woman should mistrust you, and when you tell lies, they know you are telling lies. And we even come with lipsticks in the shirt or something, and we think we are hiding the girlfriend. She may not know the girl, but she knows that you're having an affair.
Yes, yes.
Now, if that trust breaks down to a point where she decides that you are not good and you are more or less an enemy, then you are really in trouble.
Yeah.
So the point is that we have to admit, men, and it's difficult for most men to admit that women are smarter and they are deeper and they can handle a whole lot of issues. Yeah. I mean, a woman is sitting in her car, the baby is at the back, she's watching what is there, she's seeing about 8 things and paying attention at the same time. Yes. Women are not like that. We go one.
Focus.
And that is it.
You are moved by what you see.
Exactly. You know, so, but the woman should not overstretch that advantage, because as he's saying again, if you bring that smartness to bear, to let the man know that he's inadequate, and that you are smarter and you are outwitting them and things like that, then they feel harassed and they feel that they don't have the so-called advantage as the head of the house and that you are not respecting me and things like that. So you have to really play it cool. For me, I think the woman that I like is a woman who really brings happiness. Of course, if you should catch me that I've done so, I will apologize.
And what if it happens again?
I will apologize again.
Then it means you are not remorseful.
You are, but there's temptation.
So if you know it's temptation, why do you allow yourself to be tempted?
Because the soul is weak.
Oh, you have.
And this is where I want to come. You see, once you marry and there's trust, even if you fall,
there'll be forgiveness.
Your wife knows that, look, this guy is not like that.
Yeah.
Something has happened.
Precisely.
But once there's mistrust, the foundation of the marriage is destroyed.
So you should jump on your neck.
And that's it. And sometimes you have not even done it.
But the mere suspicion.
It becomes a problem. So once your wife knows that this is how my husband is, because you see, it's like football. The men are the strikers, and the women are defending. So they are seeing the bigger side of the field.
Yes.
So the man is, all that he wants is to score, like he said.
Yes.
Focus.
Yeah.
So if my wife knows that, or your whatever knows that, I trust my husband.
Or your person you are dating.
And then something happens. because we are human.
Yeah.
Then the person knows that, yes, but something happened.
Precisely.
But once I'm saying that once there's mistrust, you are finished. And the women begin to put pressure on you. And then, like you were saying, you see, the men want to feel in charge. Because God has made them so.
Yes, we know you are supposed to be the head of the house,
Yes.
but you are not supposed to depress us.
No, I'm not saying that you should be stepping on the women. But the man, you see, that's why when Eve ate the forbidden fruit,
Yes.
God didn't show up.
Yeah.
It was when Adam ate, and then God came in. Because you are the head. And you see, and a lot of men are not ready also to accept that. Maybe they are financially more powerful than the men. Because like you cannot be the head of the family and I'm the one doing ABC.
Yeah.
But you see, when you marry, there's a period called adjustment.
Yes.
And that's where a lot of people
Even
also
when you are dating.
fail.
Yes.
When you marry, there's adjustment.
Yeah.
I have lived in an area, maybe your guy lived in an area where they had a lot of water.
Yeah.
So he takes his bath twice.
And
The woman is coming from an environment where there was scarcity of water once, they bath once.
okay, she might bath once a day, depending on where she's coming from. We'll be right back.
You see, when you are not my wife, psychologically I know. And if you become my wife, I know that now you are my wife.
So he owns
Then
you.
something happens.
Yes.
Psychologically.
We are still on what men like. And I am enjoying myself. I don't know about you. Don't pretend. You are really, really enjoying yourself. Did you hear his last words? He said the woman might come from a different area where there's scarcity of water, so she could bath once a day. That's why I said we'll be right back. But I'm going to allow him to continue, so...
Or vice versa.
Yes.
So once you come in under one roof, there's adjustment.
Yes.
And the guy must understand that this lady is coming from, now you have a lot of water in the house.
Yes.
And the man says that, if you don't bath, I won't do this. But you must understand the person you're dealing with. Or people are coming from homes where they had only one fridge.
Yes.
So they open it with care. They close it. The man is coming from where they had a lot of whatever. So they open it and then they move. Now, if the man opens the fridge and closes it, bang, and the woman is telling him, are you crazy? How can you be doing this? Then there's a problem. Because to the man, fridge is nothing.
Yeah.
But to the lady, fridge is something.
Yeah.
So there should be adjustment. People must understand this period, and sometimes it can take 4 years. The period of adjustment can even take 4 years. Where then we have to understand that, okay,
4 years of adjustment,
yes,
that's a long time.
And that is why a lot of people divorce.
No, but I think there are few things you pick from your partner when you are during courtship. It might not be so deep. Like you said, people could pretend. I'm a quick-tempered person, but maybe I could pretend. But how long can you pretend?
Exactly.
You cannot pretend unless, of course, you don't meet often. You don't really chat. The person is not your friend. But the moment the person becomes your friend before marriage, there are few things you will pick up. Do you understand?
Now, let me tell you this one. And that is where a lot of people divorce. If you watch the first 4 years, a lot of people leave. First 4 years.
But I think that's the most exciting.
No, that's when there's adjustment. Okay. There's adjustment because now the man comes in. You see, when you are not my wife, psychologically I know. And if you become my wife, I know that now you are my wife.
So he owns you.
Then something happens.
Yes.
Psychologically. So if there that period of adjustment, you see, he was saying that he went for somebody who wanted him to be in the house.
Yes.
5 o'clock, sit down, and then it was like this one, no. Then he brought in somebody who was career.
Yeah.
That one too. Once that adjustment period comes in, the woman, when she gets pregnant, things will change. Before then, she had never been pregnant for you. Or maybe even if she was pregnant.
Not for you.
Just
anyway.
something happened.
Yeah.
All you know is that this woman trimmed, nice looking, everything.
Very hippie.
Now you bring in someone, and then after 9 months or one and then she's vomiting all over the place. How do you handle it? You see, and then her body changes.
And the breast, you need sellotape now.
Everything is coming down and shaking. What do you do?
You need bands to tie
So
the tummy.
that's when people must understand.
Yeah.
Like you were saying from the beginning. Something has changed. So what do I do? So that I don't look at the person I was dating with and then we come into the marriage.
Kofi, let me come to you. Do you agree with what he's saying, that the changes in our bodies, I'm talking like a women, after giving birth or childbirth, obviously our hormones can't be the same as at someone who is 25, 23 or 19. Does that affect men? Does it bother you that your wife has put on weight, her breast has fallen, she's breastfeeding, breast milk smelling all over the place? Does it bother you?
Certainly. It does bother you, but of course he was stressing on adaptation.
Yes.
You have to fall in love with the mind of the person more than the body. Your sister or your mother, no matter how she looks, you still can love them deeply. Yes. So you should fall in love. Your wife should become your friend from courtship days and develop a bond, and you like the person, the mind, who they are, their being, and not the body. Then it probably will work. The problem I find at times is that women are brought up to literally own their men.
Yes.
Even when they are talking, they say, my man. I detest that because I'm not for anybody. But women...
Kofi.
No, true.
What do you mean you detest that?
Why? How can I be your man?
If you're my husband, you're not my man.
No.
So you are allowed to be shared, Abby?
You've been programmed to think that you own the man. It's my man.
Of course.
And you can use... The women can use tears.
We become one.
They can use tears. They can use a lot of harassment and shouting. They can use... At times they will beat the man if they can. And they can use all sorts of tricks just to control the man. At times you think you are beating her and things like that. She's giving you the way to beat her, and she knows that you're going to console her after that and probably buy her presents. So you are still her man. And the man, we have to accept that is the thinking of women. So long as you push the relationship into marriage, you are owned by the woman. So you have to give in a bit.
Is that why you don't want to marry again?
Not that. I'll come to that.
Okay.
Don't make it too personal.
Okay.
Yes.
You know? So the issue is, if you have to give in to the woman's program, mindset a bit.
Yeah.
But that's where men have a bit of a problem. Some men have a bit of a problem because they don't see how they will be in the house. They are supposed to be the head of the house, but they are owned. So really, they are not the head of the house. So
they are babies of the house.
Exactly. The irony of it is that the women actually run the house, but they will let you feel that you are the man of the house. And the women who do it well, some people, real professionals, probably bring more money to the home. They will still let the man feel that they are the head of the house. And when you do that, you tend to save the marriage. I know a lot of marriages like that.
Yes.
And then there are those who will not let the man feel good at all. They actually rub it in for them to know that they are smarter, they've caught you here, they've done this here. And then the man feels harassed and he wants to get out of the marriage. So it comes from both sides. The men have to accept that they have to love the mind of the woman and be friends and bond, so that when they go through their changes,
it will not affect
the relationship. The women, even though they are smarter, and I've said it already, and they are brought up to own the men, also have to be sure that they don't rub it in and they don't let the men feel that they are owned as such. They have to have a way of handling what they own and not let them feel that they are owned completely.
When you marry and then you go through the challenges, the storms begin, the love is affected.
Do you think rumor in marriages affects men?
Oh, plenty.
They hate
a
it.
lot of,
they can't stand it. So it's something men don't like.
Yes, simple. A lot of women have destroyed their marriages because of rumor.
Okay.
I mean, first then you are saying, have you eaten? And I mean, why?
Kofi, don't grab my house.
Yes.
No, let's have fun.
Are you serious?
Yes.
So I'm not supposed to ask
asking me, no, but are you my wife?
First day you are going, then you leave your weight.
Yes.
Why?